Yes. It's not always explanation. But, all right, so now I'm going to share with you guys my what I'm going to do for my Eagle project. So this is Mike's story. Wrong button. Yeah, there we go. So first of all, I just want you guys to close your eyes. Close your eyes. Now think of the most challenging thing you've ever done. Now do that without being able to hear or see. So this is what Mike deals with every day. So this is Mike. Mike is a dear friend of mine that I met not too long ago. I met him during Thanksgiving. He was born deaf and slowly became blind. His story is the inspiration that has led me to pursue my Eagle project. So I met Mike for the first time at Dr. Toby Hamilton's house. She lives next to us, lives next to me and works at the OU Health Sciences Center in the Department of Rehabilitation Sciences. Ms. Hamilton's research interests are in the process of occupational adaptation related to occupational performance during times of transition and study of personal narratives of life, health, illnesses, and effects on performance of everyday activities. So, Mrs. Hamilton has some experience with Mike. So she has been helping me with information and contacts within the local deaf-blind community. So many years ago, she taught Mike how to sign before he became completely blind. So when I met Mike, Toby used sign language so we could communicate. And so now you're probably sitting there thinking, how can you recognize sign language if you can't see? Well, he can feel it. So as you can see in the picture here, she is signing and he can feel the sign language through her hand. So I actually got to try this out with Mike. So at the time, I was really bad at signing. Still am, but even when I would barely move my hand and how she told me, he could still tell what I was saying. It was amazing. So I was barely touching his hand. He's like, oh, okay, that's what you're saying. And speaking of hands, since you can't see or hear, he uses his hands a lot. So I actually wore my Class A to go visit him. So I wore my Class A to go visit him. And he was able to feel my patches, my merit badges that I earned. I told a story for each of them so he kind of knows what they are and what I did to get them. Also, some of the other interesting stories that I talked with Mike about were, I asked Mike what was his favorite smell, and to my surprise, it was candles. So he loves smells because he can't see or hear, so his other senses are great. He uses balloons so he can feel vibrations. So if you're talking to them or listen to music while you're talking to him, he can feel the vibrations through the balloon. So he also eats with a fork like you and me because he wants to eat with a fork. He doesn't want to have to do anything different. So he eats just like you and I do with a fork. And manages not to stab himself. So that would be bad. He memorizes floor plans, which that's something I really found interesting because he knows Miss Hamilton's house like inside and out. He can go anywhere he wants to by himself. He loves to watch football on television. So how does he do that? Mrs. Hamilton sits next to him on the couch and signs what's happening play by play. He also loves to work, which is something that a lot of us don't. He can roll up silverware into linen napkins faster than an average person can because he has no distractions. So it's a lot easier for him to just get down in there and do it. Also here you can see that he presented his story during the troop meeting, answering questions that taught scouts how to sign their names. So there's him teaching scouts how to say their name with American Sign Language. It was also interesting for me to know how happy he was. Because no matter what, he cherished stuff like that he puts in there, but he can still, they put Braille in his book so he can read what's happening there, and he can still feel the picture, and like those patches, he can still feel the patch. So, and he's really thankful for that. So, yeah, so he shares his book with friends and family and prays over it each night before going to bed because he's thankful for life. I think we all can learn to think from that. Brother, yeah, I think we can all learn a lot. Also, another thing I learned was one of his favorite things to do is go to Walmart. He bugs Mr. and Mrs. Hamilton a lot just to go to Walmart when he visits during Thanksgiving. So, if you think about it, deaf, blind people can't really go out on their own and do stuff on their own. He's ridden on a plane by himself before, but to do something, it really has to have someone to help him. So, that's where my Eagle Project headed. One of the organizations recommended